Well, I'm still, oh, there it is. All right. Okay. We're back, continuing our consideration of H89 and have Jessica Barquist from the network to talk to us about this bill as well. If you could identify yourself for the record and proceed.
Hi, yes, thank you all. Jessica Barquist for the Vermont Network Against Domestic and Sexual Violence. And it's really nice to be with you all, even on this snowy morning. So we are here today in support of H89 as Vermont's leading voice on domestic and sexual violence. The Vermont Network works to promote policies that support survivors and victims of violence to thrive and live lives free from that violence. We also represent the 15 member organizations of the Vermont Network, one of which is the Pride Center Safe Space Anti-Violence Program, which provides direct support to LGBTQIA+ survivors. The Vermont Network's overall organizational mission is to uproot the causes of violence and build a world free of oppression where actions, beliefs, and systems support all people to thrive. H89 creates needed protections against violence so that all in our communities may thrive. Victims and survivors need bodily autonomy, especially as it relates to their medical care. Gender affirming and reproductive care is essential health care, and those who receive it and those who provide it need to be allowed to do so without the threat of violence. Estimates show that there are about 3,000 transgender individuals living here in Vermont. And these individuals in our population are among the most vulnerable to harassment, victimization, and violence. Trans individuals who receive gender-affirming healthcare are able to live their lives in alignment with their truest selves. We know that people who live happier, healthier lives are less vulnerable to violence and harassment, including sexual violence and trafficking. Gender-affirming care is essential medical care, and we need to make sure that it remains available to all who need it. And I also just want to mention briefly our support for the inclusion into the address confidentiality program. The Secretary of State's office has long housed our state's address confidentiality program, which is established in 15 VSA 1150 through 1160. Often called the Safe at Home program. And this program, we're about one of 40 states that have a similar program, and it is available for all victims of domestic and sexual violence. Victims apply through the Secretary's office, and then they have 4 years of address protection with the option to reapply. And this is just a really valuable protection for individuals to be able to keep the location of their home secure from those who might harm them. It provides survivors who are part of the program with a sense of safety that everyone should be able to experience in their homes. And so we fully support the expansion of this program to include healthcare workers who are providing essential care to their communities. And that's really all I have for you all today. I'm keeping it short for once, but definitely happy to answer any questions.
Okay, great. Thank you. Any questions? I'm actually not seeing any. I think we've been asking lots of questions and getting lots of answers. So I think we're good. Thank you very much. And like I say, if we do any kind of changes on this, we'll reach out to folks to see if they have any follow-up testimony that they want to offer. All right, last chance. Anyone? All right. Thank you very much, Jessica. All right, we'll see you. So Michelle, I believe will be up. I've asked her to. We can go off live and wait for Michelle. Well, actually, we'll stay live for a minute. Well, no. We have some more testimony this afternoon, starting at 1:00. Attorney General Clark will be here, and then Ella Spotswood They only have until 2, although it seems to be that we're going through these things a lot quicker, and I have to learn how to stack more people apparently as witnesses. But folks can be here at 1 because it looks like we're probably going to have a pretty decent sized break starting by probably 11 o'clock. So if everybody can be here, definitely at 1 so we can get started right then. The other thing is we are going to schedule some additional testimony next week. At this point, Judge Zone and the state's attorney, Tim, Leaders Dumont and Marshall Paul, because we do have the one provision that has a misdemeanor. So that's really just the provision that we would have them testify on. Nina, can you remind me who else we've already set up for or talking about for next week?
Did you say what bill you're talking about?
This is H89, the one that we're dealing with right now.
So we'll also have Dr. Lauren McAfee.
Oh, right, Dr. Lauren McAfee, right.
And
I think that was probably it.
yeah, and Michelle Beck, of course.
Yeah, and Michelle. So, but I want to offer to everybody here, if that you have other people you want to hear from, you think we need to hear from, let me know by tomorrow morning so we can schedule them. So Ken, if you have anybody that...
Well, I'd like to hear from somebody that has some concerns with it, not the same old stuff that I've heard for every witness that's come in here. I mean, I like to hear different opinions.
So we have not had anybody contact us to want to do that, but absolutely.
That's very interesting to me, but.
Yeah, no, and if somebody does, we will definitely schedule them. If you can see if there's anybody that you want to hear from in that respect. I mean, I don't think we're going to get somebody from another state, but if there's other folks, yeah, it can be somebody from another state. I don't think anybody from Texas necessarily wants to testify here, though.
Keep picking on Texas. I like Texas.
There's many things I like about Texas. I was
born in Texas.
I don't like their bounty law very much, SB 8, and some other things that they're doing. So, right, well, there's that too. And Tom Oliver, if you have other folks that you can think of that you want to hear from, and anybody else, if there's other folks completely open to hearing different opinions. I didn't know of anybody in particular that I should reach out to. And I figure that people know that this is here and know that we're taking testimony, and I'll invite people who are watching this, if there's some different viewpoints. Have not seen any emails come in yet at this point with opposition. We usually do get those. But please think about it and let me know by tomorrow morning so we can get that scheduled for next week if there's other people that you want to hear from. We're very open to hear contrary views. And in fact, happy to hear contrary views. That's what we try to do here. So with that, not seeing Michelle here quite yet. One more second. We'll go one more. I don't know if, did I tell people we're not doing H41 next week? I already told people that. Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if I had, if everybody heard. We're postponing that. That's the.
I know what it is,
okay,
but I don't know you're postponing.
Yeah, no, we're postponing that. I think there's continuing discussions among stakeholders on that particular bill. So we need to, it needs to develop a little bit further outside of committee. So we'll schedule that at some point in the future, just not exactly sure where.
And then tomorrow.
And tomorrow we do have a vote, the vote scheduled for the abusive litigation bill. I've not heard a need for additional testimony on that. I haven't heard any additional concerns that people want to address, so we'll proceed with the vote on that tomorrow morning. We can have a committee discussion as well as part of that on that bill. So we'll have that one hitting the floor sometime next week, and Barbara has agreed to be reporting that bill.
Thanks, Barbara.
All right,